I mean, the essay, there's so many different options in the Common Application essay, and I believe the open essay is also included this year. So we're really just getting to know more about the student. Maybe there's a struggle a student has had, and we see concerns on the transcript. We don't know why. Maybe they can explain that a little bit more, or what the issue was. But ideally, just really getting to know the student, possibly why they're interested in a specific major. That way, I understand, not all schools will students be applying for the same major. If they want to send, a second essay about that, if they think there's a concern, they're more than welcome to do that. But ideally, just really getting to know the student better.
I think it's more to figure out who the student is. So I think you can see testing, you can see recommendations, and you can see transcript, and these are things that are telling you what they may be, but you're not really hearing it from them directly. So I think it's an opportunity for students to be themselves. I think a lot of times they think they need to project a certain idea of who they are for to match with the institution. But I always say that if the institution doesn't match with you, then it's probably best that the two don't come together. So it's best to just be yourself. And that's where we get that the most in the essay. So experiences, things that have led you to where you are.
The personal statement is important for us because it really gives us insight into the students' experiences and their background. Sometimes students share information about their values. They might share information about their family or their peers. Sometimes students share information about something related to their education, something that they're really passionate about in the classroom and something they'd really like to contribute to our institutions. I don't really know that there's one topic that's better than another. I would just tell students to definitely use their own voice. It's important that they speak from the heart and that they don't necessarily get their application or their essays edited by too many people that might change the tone of their essay. We want students who are genuine and true to themselves and tell us a really good story about themselves. Maybe it's about their past or, again, about ways that they can contribute to our institution.
Well, I think definitely what I explained about if there is something that we should know, if there's a situation that we should really be putting, their grades in context of a certain situation that they have, that's going to be the most important thing that I would like to hear if that exists for a student. But other than that, I think it's a great space to just use it and tell us who you are. So whether that's something, if you're really passionate about becoming a nurse and you have a reason why and want to explain that to us. If they've had a impactful experience during high school and that's made them passionate about service or about another country or traveling, that's something that's it's always nice to learn more about a student. And then, if they want to talk about how much they love JMU, that's okay too.
Exactly.
We look to learn more about the applicant, so we want an essay that talks about the student as a person and a little bit about their history or their interests, things that help us to know more than we would get from other areas of the application. When a student on the Common App selects their major, there's a small box where they can talk about why they're interested in that major. So I would say we don't necessarily look for that type of information in the personal essay. We really want to know about them as a person, not necessarily why they're interested in a particular major.
Yeah, so when we read the Common App essay, the most important thing is that it's something that's not already in the application. So nowadays students can really write about anything, but we like to use it as a blank slate, so students can tell us something that will make them sort of stand out. So whether that's a side skill or, a travel experience, just something that we don't already know about them is really what we want to see.
So we receive everything under the sun. So we receive people's deepest, darkest secrets. We receive why their mom influences them. We receive athlete who says that this one game changed his life forever and all this stuff, and we don't want to read any of that because it has nothing to do with their academics. So what we want to read is we want to read why they want to go into the major that they do and why they want to go to the University of New Haven for it. And what we could do for them that another school couldn't do. So if those areas that I had said before are what made them want to go into their major, absolutely we want to hear it. But if it's just, my mom influences me because, then, your mom's not the one going to college. We want you to tell us why you want to go to college and why you want to go into the major you do. So it's plain and simple. I always tell students you don't need to be creative. You don't need to use big words. You don't need to, think of it so much more than it is, because I remember I did that as a student. And we just want to hear plain and simple why you want to go into what you do.
Okay.